Hey guys, Mr. Herbst here, coming at you on live, and today's focus is going to be on the control of the cell cycle. Now, normally, we have enzymes that control every step of the cell cycle. Enzymes do almost everything for our bodies. Enzymes are a type of protein, and the enzymes will control every aspect or every phase of the cell cycle. Some enzymes are needed to begin and keep the cell cycle running. And enzyme production is regulated by these things called genes. Now, here's one of the most important things to know in all of biology: what a gene is. I'm going to put a star next to it. Genes are segments of DNA or little strands of DNA that control the production of a protein. Now, if you recall, an enzyme is a type of protein, so genes control the production of enzymes. Enzymes control the steps to the cell cycle. Now, sometimes we can have mutated genes, which will produce enzymes that are mutated and can lose control of the cell cycle. This can be due to numerous things. We can have failure to produce certain enzymes. We can overproduce enzymes. We can produce enzymes at the wrong time. And there are environmental factors which can play a role into the loss of control of the cell cycle. Cells may start to go through mitosis too quickly and divide uncontrollably. Now, here's another important thing to know in all of biology. What is uncontrolled cell division? Putting a star next to this. Uncontrolled cell division is called cancer. When does this happen? Well, it happens right before the cell will enter S phase. That's part of the interphase. So right here on my cell cycle wheel, about right here, right before the cell goes into S phase, where it's reproducing that DNA, or replicating that DNA, there are a bunch of enzymes that trigger certain things, or they trigger DNA replication at this point. So scientists have attributed that cancer, that right here is a critical point in where cancer is going to be caused or not caused. Why does cancer occur? Well, it's due to a change in one or more of the genes that produce enzymes involved in controlling the cell cycle. So once we have genes that no longer work, they're going to produce enzymes that no longer work, and those enzymes are not going to be able to control the cell cycle anymore. Those genes that produce enzymes that control the cell cycle are called anti-oncogenes. Now, that sounds like a pretty complicated word, but check this out. Onco is a Latin word for cancer. So anti-cancer genes makes a little bit more sense. There is a job out there. A certain doctor can be called an oncologist. That is a doctor that specializes in treating cancer. Cancerous cells form these masses, these clumps called tumors. You may have heard of that word before. Tumor is another word for cancer. Eventually, cancer cells will spread to the rest of the body and affect other organs. That's called metastasis. That's where the cancer spreads to other parts of the body. Here I have a picture of a tumor. This is you see it's a lump on the cheek of this unfortunate person. The problem with that being there, other than just being really ugly, is that it will draw or suck nutrients away from the healthy cells around it. So it really suck the life out of the cells around it. So tumors use nutrients that normal cells would have used, causing the normal cells to die. We have two types of tumors. We can have what's called benign tumors, and we can have what's called malignant tumors. Benign tumors are usually not lethal. That means usually they don't kill the organism that they're in. They do that because they don't spread. So if I had a tumor here in my arm somewhere and it just began to grow, it would be really ugly, but it actually wouldn't spread to other parts of my body. So it probably wouldn't kill me. Malignant tumors, though, on the other hand, have the ability to spread to other parts of my body, and they set up shop. They form other little tumors wherever they spread to, and that can be a problem because that will suck the lifeblood away from those other cells and can eventually kill the organism that they're in. So how common is cancer? Well, it actually is the second leading cause of death in the United States, and it can affect any tissue in the body. In the United States, the most common kinds of cancer are lung, which affects about 250,000 new people every year here that they have lung cancer. One of the best ways not to get lung cancer is to not smoke. Breast cancer is the second most common cancer. About 200,000 people hear that they have breast cancer every year, and interesting enough, it's not just women that hear the news. Men can get it as well. Colon cancer is another popular cancer, and prostate cancer occurs only in men, but it actually affects 1 in every 6 men in the United States. What can cause cancer? Well, there are several different kinds of things that can cause cancer. One of those things is called environmental factors, and within environmental factors, we have things such as smoking. So, smoking is something that you can do or not choose to do, and that's what we call an environmental factor that can contribute to lung cancer. Air pollution or water pollution can contribute to cancer. Exposure to too many UV rays. UV rays are rays that come from the sun. So exposure to too much sun can cause skin cancer. And viral infections. So some viruses can actually cause cancer. The HPV virus is one of the biggest contributors to cervical cancers in women. All of these damage the genes, or those antioxidant genes that control the cell cycle. And also, there is a family link to cancer. So sometimes cancer can actually be run through families in family lineages. How do you prevent cancer? Well, first off, a diet low in fiber, or diet low in fat and high in fiber is one of the best ways to prevent cancer. Vitamins and minerals, having plenty of vitamins A, C, E, and having plenty of calcium, best way to prevent cancer. Eating plenty of these things called antioxidants prevent cancer. Those are found in fruits and vegetables. So you got to make sure that you eat those veggies and fruits. Making sure that you exercise on a daily basis. Making sure that you don't smoke, no tobacco use. And limiting how much alcohol that you drink is one of the best ways to prevent cancer. Again, this was Control of the Cell Cycle. This is Mr. Herbst, and I'm signing off, folks. You all have a nice day.